Welcome to the How to Write a Book podcast, the show that helps you plan, write, and publish your book, even if you're a beginner or just feel like one. Now, for your host, she's written over a dozen books and helps others bring their books to life. Here she is, Maciel.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So we are on day 17 of Nanowrimo, and it is episode 57. How amazing is this? So we just get to put out motivation for you, and I'm excited to do it. It is awesome. All right, so today's writer's block thought is, I'm bogging down. Does this mean that it sucks? Totally. So we touched on this a little bit in the previous episode, but I wanted to dive into it further. And what happens sometimes is that we're going through our writing, and then all of a sudden we just stop. It's like, I have no idea what to say next. I don't even know what will possibly happen. I feel like this is it. I feel like the story has stopped, and this really weird negative voice comes into our mind that says, oh, well, if you haven't written the next part, then it must mean that your story sucks, because if you had a good story, then you would have reached the end in no time. You would have known exactly what to say. The book would have written itself, and now you're here, and it's obviously a sign that the book sucks. So not true. This is a thought that simply happens because we kind of have this strange myth going on within our culture that says that all the great writers simply vomited out a perfect book. That was it. First try, best try. And then they went off and lived happily ever after. Y'all, Hemingway was an alcoholic for a reason, because writing can be a really emotional experience, and there's no way am I condoning alcohol in order to deal with our writer's problems or anything like that. But this idea of trying to have this perfect book simply is soul crushing. Just having a perfect book, even if you've done 1,000 revisions, still won't be a perfect book, because there's no such thing as perfection. There's excellence, there's greatness, and there's effort, but there's no perfection. So when we have this thought that, oh, well, if my writing stopped, it must mean that the book sucks, it's just another way that our critical editor is trying to get at us. It's another way that our critical editor is trying to stop us, because it's trying to make up these flags and these myths that say that if it didn't work this way, then therefore it's not perfect and it won't work out. But once you start having this thought, recognize that it's a thought, and instead recognize it for what it is. If you're bogging down, it means that your internal storyteller has turned on. Your internal storyteller is part of you and has let you know that something else needs to happen. If you're bogging down, it probably means that you have kind of written more into a plot point, or you need to move on to the next scene. And this is great because it means that your storytelling, quote unquote genetics, is turned on, and it's letting you know that you can recognize where these stories need to ebb and flow. And that's fantastic. It means that storytelling muscle is strong within you. So listen to that. Instead of taking it as a sign of bad and negativity, take it as a sign of good and positivity. Instead, see for what it is. It means that your storyteller, your muse inside of you, knows exactly what they're doing. And they're letting you know that it's time to move on to the next scene, or change points of view, jump into the next chapter, things like that. It's asking for change because it feels it. And the cool thing about the muse is that it's not a science. It's really intuitive. It's awesome. So if you feel like you're bogging down, it means that your muse is talking to you, and that is awesome. You have communication with your muse. All right, y'all. So that was Nanowrimo Day 17. And if you need more information on nanowrimo.org, please go to their website. They are awesome. I'm actually not affiliated with them. Other than that, I have participated in Nanowrimo for several years. And because of them, I was able to write my first book, and it was a game changer. They are a nonprofit organization. They help others internationally write their books. In addition to that, and something I love about them as a nonprofit, is that before COVID, they would take the time and the materials to go help young writers. So they would go to schools and they would donate these kits and give instructors, the ability to help kids write and to write their first books. And that was, it's amazing. A lot of kids just needed that to understand that they have a story to tell. So if you're not participating, it's totally okay. You can jump in now. Or if you're like, hey, I love this organization, I would love to donate, then I encourage you to go to their website. They are a really awesome organization. And Nanowrimo has really created this, I would say it's now culturally accepted in the writer's world, that November is a big writing month because of Nanowrimo. So if you need more information on them, go to www.nanowrimo.org. And if you need any writing help, you can go to blackheartedstudios.com and click on resources for writers. But in case you can't find that, you can feel free to email me at maciel@blackheartedstudios.com. Thank y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey there, writer. Thank you for listening to the How to Write a Book podcast with your host, Maciel Valenzuela. If you like the show, we'd be happy if you left a review. For more information on writing and the writer's life, go to www.themaciel.com. That's www.themassiel.com. We'll see you on the other side.